Good evening, welcome back guys to the Alternative World Cup FM Challenge here with Sunderland, and we got a cup replay today. We drew against Chelsea away 2-2. I think we should have won it, but then we were a bit unfortunate. In terms of the league, we're okay, I would say, as we're coming into the final 16 games of the season. We're okay. We need to achieve that second place. I don't want to be in the playoffs, so we do need to finish in second. We need... Good evening, Cleggy. How are you doing? We need to avoid the playoffs, because if we don't get promoted, that's it, save over. So we need to pull away from Derby if we possibly can. Relaxing, watching the golf. That sounds lovely. And so in terms of the schedule, we seem to have got ourselves back on track. We had a poor beginning of December, and we seem to have got ourselves back on track. We've got Chelsea, Oxford, and then Derby coming up. So it's going to be a long one tonight, because I want to get through that Derby game. That's a big, big game. Against Chelsea, I couldn't decide whether I wanted to win this or not, but I did go and have a look at, well, let's start the data hub. And I had a look at these in terms of how they play. And a lot of what they do, I think, is around the halfway line. But they do have a lot of defensive actions in their own or around their own penalty area. And that's quite interesting. However, possession lost is in pretty much in the opposition third. So teams are winning the ball back here. And interesting how possession gained is quite high. So they're getting the ball back quite quickly. Passes attempted then are around about the halfway line. So they're playing around about the halfway line, I would think. And the defensive actions... if you actually look at that, you can see there's a lot of defensive actions in and around the penalty area. But if you add these two together, you got 33% of the defensive actions in midfield. So they're pretty high up the pitch, I think. That's my analysis of this. And then when I went to have a look at their schedule and their last game... And I know they have to play City. I think that's today at some point. But having a look at Bournemouth, I was quite surprised when I looked at this. Because Chelsea actually were limited to only 6 shots. Whereas Bournemouth had 19. And Bournemouth lost by 3-1. And I wanted to try and figure out what that was all about. And I went to have a look at the passes, of course. And I started with Bournemouth. Bournemouth only had 265 or 55 passes that were completed. So we get rid of all this and just go for short passing. The short passing, if we look at the pitch area of their short passing, they were playing it out from defence. In terms of medium passes, there's a few out from defence, and in terms of their... Not quite sure why this one is stuck here. This is a backwards. Long passes from the back, very few. So Bournemouth were trying to play it out. Short passes and medium passes into this midfield area, and I think that kind of suited Chelsea. In the attacking third, a lot of short passes, medium passes, quite a few. I'm trying to look here only at forward, but I'm getting backward passes as well, which is very strange. So it's not actually giving me the true. Let me clear the events and now just go short passes. I'm not actually getting anything now, which is kind of weird. It's a bit glitchy. We'll go whole pitch and then just put everything on and have a look at Chelsea. And I've got nothing for Chelsea now, which is really weird. So there's something wrong with this. So let's go back and let's look at Chelsea. So if we have a look at Chelsea in terms of their passing, this is where I'm only interested in forward passing at the moment. This is where it got really interesting. And again, I'm getting these medium passes and long passes. I only want short passes at the moment. And not a great deal of short passes out from the goalkeeper, but plenty of short passes in that area just before the midfield area. So not so many short passes going forward. We can have a look at the left and right hand side of the pitch. Not too much going on high up the pitch in terms of short passes. And if we have a look at the other side, again, not too much at all in terms of crossing going on. I was getting a bit confused. Where are their attacks coming from? So if I put in medium passes, you can see there's a lot more medium passes going out to the wingers. So it might be that they're not playing a completely short game. Long passes, you can see there's a few going out to the wingers, but medium passes, so they're playing probably a standard passing length. But they are playing, I think, out from the back. If we look at their defensive short passes, probably playing out from those centre-half positions, using the flanks just to create chances. There's very little going on in this area. And I think when I looked at that, and then I went to, let's clear all that, and I went to crosses for Chelsea, I can see there are, let's go whole pitch and just put all of these on. We should get some crosses here. 4 crosses were completed. 1 was a corner and 3 were from the right-hand side of the pitch. And then when we add the unsuccessful ones, they're all from the right-hand side. Out of play crosses. Again, it's all right-hand side. There's only 2 coming from the left-hand side. So we have to be very wary of their right-hand side, and it might be prudent for me to play down our right-hand side. I'm not quite sure of that. If we look at the aerial challenges, headers 1, 2 were won in the penalty area. So I'm not quite sure that they are a crossing team. I think they're going to play a kind of controlled possession or maybe a tiki-taka. I'm not quite sure which one. We can check that out. And yeah, tiki-taka, but more focused down the middle than they are in terms of getting their forwards or wing backs outside. And I can see they have an inverted wing back here who's coming into midfield, allowing the 2 box-to-box and the Mazzala to go forward. And then Gusto is playing as an inverted fullback. So I was kind of thinking, in terms of defending, what I need to do is sit in a mid-block and have a higher line. We press a little bit more and we'll regroup. And I was just watching, for the Villa save, I was just watching how Bruges played against Juventus. And there's this clear regroup when a team is actually, when they're actually passing the ball around at the back. Don't bother with the press, just regroup and just get back into shape. And make those lines, the 3 lines, very compact and close together. Pass into space. I'm really not sure what to do about this, probably down the right, but we'll make a decision about that later. I'm just going to leave this open. We might not get too many chances. I want them to have a shot. We'll leave those open as well. Let the players decide. I have to change the team, I think, a little bit before the game. Lewis Cook is cup tied for some reason. I'm not quite sure. Maybe he played in a game before he arrived at the club. So setting up in the 4-2-3-1, I want to make sure that we are training in the 4-2-3-1. And the Chelsea report, I've done something quite interesting with our set pieces. They are good at defending set pieces, so I've kind of gone short. It means it's not all going to be short, but there's not going to be many near post corners. There's going to be a lot of far post and a lot of near post. So I don't know whether... Good evening, Kagri. How are you doing? I don't know whether to just allow this game to slip through my fingers to focus on the league, because I'm not really that interested. I do want to focus on the transition, because we're going to be playing at a higher tempo when we do break, so we need to practice that. Set piece preparation penalties is a good idea, and I want to probably do defending corners rather than free kicks. But I need to select a team that is best suited to play against Chelsea. I'm going to have a look at their report and just have a look at the scout report, and that might give me some sort of clue. Plenty of pace about them. They're a very, very good team. Plenty of off the ball. That's why we need to stay in shape. Teamwork isn't the best. Work rate is questionable. I need to pick players who are going to put in a shift. But I also, learning from the last game against Villa, they are good at positioning, and I'm guessing that they're not good at positioning and marking. So that's why in the tactic, I've switched this up. I want movement from our players, and I'm going to ask the two wide players to roam from their position. Static isn't going to do us any good, and I'm also going to ask the shadow striker to roam from position as well. So he will come deep, the shadow striker going behind him. I've got the three at the back with the inverted wing back, who's going to play a support role just to fill up the midfield, and hopefully that's sitting in the mid block, being patient, is going to do the job. Looking at the team that he selected, I can see why he wants Huggins in. I know why he wants Huggins in, because he wants to play much more game time, but unfortunately he doesn't suit my plans at the moment, so he's going to have to sit on the bench. He could play on the left hand side instead of Sirkin, but Sirkin's in form kind of, so I don't really feel like I want to do that. And Ballard, of course, needs to come into the team, and we won't bother with O'Neill playing there, but we'll bring Ballard in, and that should strengthen up the defence. Defensively, I think we're much more solid than we are in attack. Cook cannot play because he's cupped out. I don't know why that is. He played for another team in the competition. I can't remember what round we're in at the moment. So I do need to fill up that midfield spot. We probably do have players who can do that. Dan Neal will come in. Probably not going to be playing, as we'll put the ball winner on this side. I hate this. It's messed everything up now, hasn't it? So I want to put the ball winner on the attacking side, so Neil can play as the ball winner on defend there. Actually, I've got a better plan. Why don't I play him as a deep line playmaker on defend there, and he can play as a volante on attack. If I switch those two around now, I can play volante on attack this side because we have the defensive side this time, and just have a DLP sitting there. Probably putting him on a... Let's put him on a support duty. I'm tempted to make him a ball winner on defend. Just get him defending this side of the pitch. And the rest of it is going to be Patrick Roberts is going to come in on this side. I don't want him as a winger. Playing as an inside forward on attack. And on this side, I guess Isidore can play that inverted inside forward that side. And Connolly or Bellingham, that is the... I think I trust Bellingham a little bit more than Connolly, and I think that's where I'm going. And wants to see Sunderland respect for Fofana. We respect all this Chelsea team. Callum, how are you going, my friend? It's good to see you. Hope you're well on the verge of giving Sunderland a double prem. Well, who knows? Plenty fair. Yep, I had a little bit of a cold. I've still got a runny nose. And I do have sitting here an open cough suite if things get a bit tough as we go through the stream. But hopefully we're okay. At least today I feel okay. I was feeling so rough and weak the other day. I think it's also got something to do with the weight loss stuff that I'm on. They're all pleased at the moment. That's very nice. I'm not used to seeing that. So I guess because I'm losing weight, my body it's not playing the game at the moment because I had to punish myself this week. Because I've had to eat more this week and I've been trying to fool my body into thinking I've stopped dieting. So I've had to punish myself and eat some chocolate biscuits and packets of crisps this week, which was very much a hardship for me. But we're ready to rock and roll. I really don't want to win this. I don't want to be in the FA Cup. We're not going to win it. We don't want to do that. But we'll check that afterwards. He wants to play positive against Chelsea. You're having a laugh. And we are not, I don't think, going to tackle harder. But we'll have a look at the opposition now. Just looking at them, they've put out a very strong team. They are not going to be like they did in the first leg. They played a few kids and it almost cost them the game. Gusto, we need to be very careful with. Now, it says here, long shot 7-9. I don't believe that for a minute. But for now, we're just going to turn him onto his left foot. Just because he's not very good on his left foot. Cucurella onto his right foot. And, we don't want to be tackling them hard. Just put him onto his right foot. Might be that we have to close him down. And it might be that I'm going to have to put the left fullback on Gusto or the winger, depending on which one of them seems to be getting forward. When I looked at their heat map and pass combinations, Gusto looked more forward than the winger. So it might be Gusto needs tight marking out there. So I'm going to do that anyway. Let's tight mark Gusto. Lavia is a player who I do respect. I have to respect all their players. And again, no hard tackle, but left foot. Now, he wants me to close him down, and I'm wondering why. I actually don't think that's a good idea at this stage. But with them playing 3 in midfield, possibly 4, I don't want to be just running all over the place, and I think we'll turn him onto his right foot. That's the idea for him. Cole Palmer, he didn't play well for us when he was on loan, and do I give him the respect? Yeah, we turn him onto his right foot, and he does need a hard tackle, that boy. I do want to close Cole Palmer down. And I'm not going to tight mark anybody at this point in time. Jadon Sancho, we don't want to get too close to. but we're going to bring him inside onto his left foot. And just want to check his crossing, which is pretty good. And I don't want him going outside on the right. As I said, I don't want to tight mark anybody at the moment. Mudryk, though, is an absolute nuisance. He is going to want to come inside, so I don't want him to, so we'll force him outside. And hard tackle him? No, I don't think that that's probably a good idea. And then Nicholas Jackson, I'm just going to turn him onto his left foot. So I'm not really wanting to tight mark anybody at this moment in time. But Sancho, I want Sirkin to just track him, to follow him around. And just keep an eye on him. And Roberts, I think I want him, not Gusto, to follow Cucurella around. I think that's probably my game plan. I think they are weaker on the left than they are on the right. We shall see. And let's go and play some football then. Oh, he's on the bench. That's why. Benete, I need another midfielder then, don't I? Who's going to come in? Chris Rigg, Lenz. Looks like it's going to be Rigg who comes in. I've got O'Neill on the bench, but the squad is not great. Defensively, I think we're all right. Attacking-wise, we're just not good enough. Saul, how are you, my friend? Planivir, good to see you both. I've got this on because I've been playing the Villa save. And I've got the thing going in all its glory in the Villa save. And type mark. No, we don't need to. We've got the wing back who's going to be doing that job. And the media have given you a lot of credit. I don't want to be saying like this, all the best out there tonight, have fun. That's what I really want to say, but I'm not sure they would get anything from that. Yeah, let's just go with this. It's probably the best option. And let's try and say, because they're all happy with me at the moment and everybody seems happy. Let's go and find out what happens. It doesn't really matter. I just want us to sit in this mid-block. I don't want us to actually be doing anything until we've got hold of the ball. And that's why transition, winning the ball, where we win it, is what I've got to keep an eye on. And then what we do with it. So this isn't going to do us any good, this pretty passing. But we've got to transition well when we win the ball. That's going to be the secret, I think. And that's pretty nice play. Get it into the box. Come on. Nicely done. Come on, let's have an early lead here. Let's give them a fright. But too pretty. Not direct enough. Oh, penalty, ref. Goalkeeper was all over the place. So, okay, good start, but this is where it's going to count. Transition. What do we do? Where's the movement? Because we need a lot of movement today. Beautiful pass. Oh, Nucci. Oh, my goodness me. What a chance. And that's pretty good. That's what I want. Tons of movement going on. Nice short corner. Penalty, ref. And this is Chelsea break. He's on his own, though. So just I don't know what to do with him. Shadow him outside, turn him, that's it. Decent start, I'd say. Chelsea haven't settled yet, though, and I'm sure they will. Not sure about this high line, and I'm not sure about our shape at the moment, because we're not sitting in two banks of four as I want them to. But it's been a good start at the moment, and maybe I've read this right in the data hub. Oh, what a pass! He's missed it again. And maybe I should have played Connolly and played Bellingham as the shadow striker. Ah, what a dipstick. Come on, boys, let's get a goal. We deserve an early lead. And the ball's gone out of play. But we've started well, which is pretty cool. I don't know. Maybe the game's being nice to me in the cup matches. Or maybe I've just read things right, but we've got to score a goal. And I like this setup. I tried it out with Villa because Villa have got similar problems. They can't score goals. So I tried this roam from position. I tried like the deep line forward with the shadow striker, and it worked very well in the last Villa episode. So I just thought maybe it's worth a try here if we need to create movement up top rather than do anything else. And we are creating a ton of space, but that's rubbish. So let's have a quiet word with him, and let's just tell him, no, let's not do that kind of stuff. let's pick your nose up and have a look, see if anybody's available. I'm looking at the stats. We have a 93% pass completion at this tempo, which is quite extraordinary. We've pretty much stopped Chelsea from creating stuff. If we went to full match, you'd probably be able to see why Chelsea are struggling. I'm not quite sure about the glitch there. He just seemed to suddenly accelerate to about 75 miles an hour and left the poor defender. Where did he go? But I'm not quite sure what FM was trying to do there. But that was a bit of a glitch as well. But I don't know. Chelsea will settle. They will have the ball. But we've just got to just keep these lines. Our lines are terrible, though. And I wonder if that is because we are roaming so much. And players are close together in midfield. But there's very little space. If you look at the space, they're trying to find space in these little holes, and there isn't any space there. And that's what I wanted to achieve with this mid-block. Whether I've done it or not, I'm just a bit concerned about some of the players are not exactly where they're supposed to be in this block. And Chelsea do win a lot of set pieces. There's absolutely no doubt about that. So I'm fairly happy with the start we've made. I don't particularly want to be more attacking than what we're doing at the moment. I think if we create chances like we have done, one of them might go in. I don't know who that is. That's the referee, is it? I thought it was their goalkeeper for a minute. Like, what's he doing there? Yeah, we don't want to be closing them down. This is where they'll create space. And because we're not closing them down, they're giving the ball away a lot. That's because we're simply not engaging them. And we almost scored again. But I'm happy with how things are going. We're taking shots where they're following the game plan to a degree. And you can see them scampering back when we lose possession. But unfortunately, we've got ourselves caught here. But a good save. And what's it like to play against a good Premier League team? And I'd be quite happy. I don't expect to win, but as long as we don't get thrashed 6-0, then no problem. And as long as we keep creating chances. At some point, I might consider putting the ball into the box because we are keeping the ball well when we've got it and we're moving well. Lovely pass inside. Job must score. He's hit the post. I don't believe you, FM. I do not believe you. Another glorious chance. Oh, I do not believe you, FM. This is cruel. Come on, we're a championship team. There's no need to do this to me. And I'm fairly happy with how things are going. I think we've limited Chelsea to just one shot, haven't we? No, they've had 3-2 on target, but where's the possession? We haven't had the majority of the possession. We did have in the first 15 minutes, but Chelsea have come back into the game, and they've settled a bit now, Chelsea. But I think we're doing well. I've read this correctly, and if we do create movement, something surely has got to happen. Is that a corner, ref? Looked a corner to me. Something surely is going to happen if we keep this up. It would be very unkind. I mean, I have to factor in Chelsea are a good defending team. They've got a decent goalkeeper in there. And it might be that at some point I'm going to have to switch on. But I'm perfectly happy with the shots on target ratio and our XG. It's not like we're belting it into row Z. They're just, if they can see the goal, they're having a go. And that I'm not unhappy with. So we're doing well. And there is movement going on up front. And that's something that maybe I can take into the championship games now. That just create that movement with that roam from position experience, instruction, because they're getting themselves into good positions. I mean, we should have scored. Bellingham and Nucci have been very, very wasteful. We should have scored. We've had, I think, 3 absolutely glorious chances. Bellingham had an absolute glory. He's in this time. Oh, he's missed it. Come on, FM. It's got to be a corner, though. It was a shot on target again. I actually don't know, Callum. This is just bizarre. We have certainly given them a game, and I've got to remember they are a good Premier League team, and we've given them a game. Whatever happens from this point on in the second half, we've given them a very good game, and they know they've been in a game as well. And tactically, I think we've kind of worked it out correctly. There are some glitches going on here. Like, have you noticed, guys, that some of these players are just like glitching in their positions? I think I should say the scoreline doesn't reflect the game. So keep going and we'll get there eventually. I think that they're all doing extremely well. I don't, apart from these 2 Herberts up here, but even their ratings are good. I can't fault them at this point in time. I just want to see if Chelsea have made any subs, and they have. They've got so fed up. They've made 3 subs. One's a central defender. Denzel Washington again has come on up front. I don't have much information on him, but he looks like he's a very good player. He's not very aggressive, and I don't know about his strength because it could be anywhere between those numbers. Doesn't make good decisions. I think we probably need to just keep an eye on him. The fact that he doesn't make good decisions, I wish I could see some of these. That would help me a bit. And his finishing is mediocre. I do think I want to keep an eye on him, but I can't. He doesn't have a weaker foot. I know that. And then we've got a defensive mid who's come on, Viega. I just think that we need to turn him onto his right foot. I don't think there's really much about him. He's not very strong, so I'm going to hard tackle him as well. So right foot and hard tackle. 3 subs at half time. they are worried. And yeah, he's not playing very well for me. These players never do play well for me. I had Cole Palmer in the side. Was the season before last? He was dreadful. And although they're good players, when I sign them, they don't seem to play well for me. Lewis Cook is a good signing. Unfortunately, not available for today's game. He's the kind of player that I want to take up to the Premier League if we get there, because he's got like physicals and mentals, which although they're not superb, there's not one that's weak as such. So they're all pretty good mentals and physicals, but he doesn't have one that's weak. And yeah, let's send him to the doctors. And, hope he's happy with that. And there's old Denzel Washington. He's probably taking a bit of time off from his day job as an actor. I thought he's a bit old to be playing football at the moment, but there you go. What a chance! We've missed another one. And Gusto has been forced off. So Chelsea are struggling. They've made 4 substitutions already. Who's come on? Harrison Murray Campbell. I don't know even less about him. He's 6'1". It's extremely good jumping reach. I'm not quite sure about this. He's probably more of a centre back, isn't he, than a... And I'm noticing Mudryk out there. I don't think Mudryk is causing us any problems, but I do worry about him. I really don't know what to do about this guy. I have no idea. His first touch is very poor. I think, let's just close him down. His first touch is poor. Let's put him under pressure. I really don't know what to do with him. As you can see, we are pretty fit and healthy. And Chelsea really don't look like they're, apart from their set pieces, which in FM always give me kittens, Chelsea don't really look from open play like a Premier League team that's going to carve us apart. And I think 0-0 is an unfair reflection on the game. Although we have gone off the boil, most of our chances were in the first 15-20 minutes. But Chelsea are not actually looking like from open play that they can break this system down. So tactically, I think I've got it right. No matter what happens, and I still, if I was a betting man, I'd still say Chelsea, because the game has been a little unkind to me up to now. And it wouldn't surprise me to see Big Denzel scoring a goal. And I wonder about type marking him. And I think I'd probably, as they're looking for him, and just probably need to take that off. They're looking for him. So I'm going to take that off and have somebody do it specifically. He's very, very good in the air. And we know that. So I don't really want to get too tight to him as a team, but I don't need to close him down. He's not that good that he needs closing down. But I do want someone bigger than 6'1" who's got a bit of pace just to look after him. And Ballard probably is the ideal man to go and do that. He's 14 marking. He's 6'2". He's very strong. He's got the right mentals. His positioning is decent, not brilliant. So I'm going to ask Ballard just to look after him. That will probably be a better idea. Where are you, Denzel? I think he came on and had a good game against us last time. Oh, Denzel Washington. And I used to play cricket, Cusick. I mean, I'd love to sit down and watch a test match or two. I just don't have that kind of time anymore. I remember in the old days, I'd watch the whole 5 days of a test match. The problem with cricket, now, I guess I'm too old for modern day cricket, and I can't get into this T20 stuff. That is not cricket as I remember cricket. And I guess maybe I'm not the right generation for cricket anymore. But I do like a test match. I wish I had more time to just watch a whole test match. It'd be lovely. Now, they are getting in behind us now, although the line is holding, but I think I want to make some subs. And I'm not too happy with how things are. Mepham is nervous. And I don't think Sirkin is having the best game on this side. So I'm going to put Huggins on. I'm not going to play him as an inverted wing back. I'm going to actually just play him as a wing back on attack. Try and get a body further up the pitch. And I am going to switch to positive now. As Chelsea have made some substitutions, I just want to be a little bit more positive. Anucci, I don't know how him and Bellingham have got these ratings. I'm just going to make one sub for the time being. I don't think that we need to make any more subs. I'm just keeping an eye on him. I'm going to tell him to calm down. It's okay. No pressure. And Huggins probably would have preferred to stay on the bench. I can't understand why that is in there. I think I probably need to change my forwards now, who are tired from all that moving about I've asked them to do. They've got themselves tired. Which begs the question now. I think we'll bring Bellingham down here. We'll play him as the shadow striker. I'm going to bring Connolly on to play as the deep lying forward on support. He doesn't like that role, but I do. So that's why. Dan Neil isn't having the greatest of games. So Chris Rigg can come in here, do a job for me. And Isidore is looking tired. So Louis Barry can come on. And probably Hume is going to be the other one I've got to think about changing. But I think at the moment the boys have done really well. And we've kind of outdone Chelsea in every department. I think we've been very unlucky. If we don't win this, it's just, I don't know why the game has done that, but I think it's just telling me that your forwards are not good enough. Even though we've created a lot of chances at this level, your forwards are not good enough. And that's pretty much what it's telling me. And there's Denzel again. He's a menace, isn't he? But that's why I swapped that over, because I wanted somebody following him around. And something's sticking to my foot here, and I don't know what it is. It's just so annoying. So I don't know. I think we've done... Tactically, I've done as much as I can. And I think they've done a good job. We just haven't had the break yet. Because we do have a chance here. And if we can create some movement, anything's still possible. Into the box, Patrick. Oh, my goodness me. Yeah, he's been really letting me down. We have a very tired fullback. So I have a problem here. I think I'll bring Huggins over to this side. He doesn't want to play, But I'll just play him as a wing back on defend. And I'm going to bring Cielt on. Oh, he can't do that role, can he? I think, have another. No, I don't. This is unfortunate. So maybe I can put Huggins over here. And instead of Cielt... No, what am I talking about? We'll put Huggins over here. And Al-Jaisi can come in over here. He can't play as an attacking wing back, so I'll put him on support. Just give us some more defensive stability as we're going into either penalties or extra time. I'm not sure. I think it goes straight to penalties at this stage, doesn't it? It's not... it doesn't go... I did say I wanted to close down Cucurella. Maybe too late now. I think as he's coming inside, well, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I mean, in this round, I think it's the 4th or 5th round. I think it just goes straight to penalties, doesn't it? Cucurella, I want him closed down. I don't want him doing that, coming in and taking shots from there. But are we going to have the last laugh here, FM? After all you put me through? No. Are you a cricketer, Kusik? Are you a cricketer? I used to be in my university days, way back when. Long time ago. And that's what I used to do, is either rugby or soccer, football in the winter, and played cricket and tennis in the summer. Very, very busy boy when I was younger. That's not going to work, Connolly. That's not going to work. So I think if it's going to extra time, we're going to pop that on. I think it was right to tell them to take shots when you can, because they're a good, solid defensive unit. And we should be, if we see the goal like this, have a poke. Go on. But if it goes to extra time, I want them to be a little bit more sensible about it. Are Chelsea going to capitulate in the final dying minutes? He's well marked, so I wouldn't bother with the short corner this time. He's going to the far post, yeah. Looking for Mepham. I thought that was going to be the goal then. But not to be. Oh, FM, you have put me through something terrible. Penalties, thank you very much. We are not a penalty-taking team. I don't think I've ever had a team full of good penalty takers. But it's not over yet. We're still putting them under pressure. I mean, in a way, I hope it goes to extra time, because Chelsea are really struggling. But I've got players now like Samed and Bellingham who are very tired. So, I don't know. I'd have to make sure that they're not doing too much running, those boys, in extra time. It is going to extra time. I thought it would just go to penalties in this round. I don't know. Can I make another? We're the better team. Time for everyone to dig in. That's what I'm going to say. Not we're the better team. We are not a better team than Chelsea. I think I'm allowed to make another sub, aren't I? During extra time. I can't take Job off, but Samed in midfield is going to be we need to strengthen there. So I think we'll bring on O'Neill, and I'm going to play him as a ball winner. He's fresh, get in there, win the ball. Bellingham will have to struggle on. Let's get him to roam from position, and I don't really want him to do much. Close down less often. Just don't do much, basically. Don't worry about the team. You get on with scoring that winning goal. So I've made my substitute. Have Chelsea made theirs? Yeah, they have. Simon, oh, he's a good player, isn't he, Boniface? I don't know much about him. He's very short. Anticipation's poor. Decisions are poor. I'm going to close him down if he's got poor decision making. Come on, FM. We deserve this. These boys have worked really hard. Come on, FM. Played football when I was younger. South Africa on the verge of winning the World Cricket Championship. Isn't that done, though, like it's 50 overs? I never was a fan of cricketers playing short one-day games. I like a game of cricket to take place over 3 or 5 games. I mean, I remember going to watch Glamorgan in the old days and spending 3 days watching them play proper cricket in my days, not slogging the ball around, playing each ball on its merit, and I used to enjoy that. And for me, it was a really good day out and a really good 3 days out, and I really did enjoy that. I still think he's on the ball a lot, isn't he, old Denzel? He's probably the one who worries me the most. It does really worry me, him. And I don't know why. But since he's come on, he just seems to be on the ball a lot. Oh. Oh, FM, what are you doing to me? It's much more of an even contest, I think, now. Yeah, it wasn't a goal. Don't worry about it. We don't need to see that. Whatever happens now, this has been an absolutely brilliant performance by a team that's played its heart out. Passing is getting a little bit shocking at the moment. I'd want to go straight to pens. Yeah, that's what I kind of wanted to do, but the kind of quality of penalty taker I've got is not great. I think the game's either going to be kind or it's not. I think I'm going back to balanced. I think we were playing better when we were playing balanced. And somehow I've got to just give them a break. I'm just going to come off this a little bit, and I'm going to ask them just to time waste a little bit. I do want them to keep passing it around. It has to be with the movement we're trying to get, but not so fast now while they're in extra time, and just take a breather, waste time a little bit, take a breather, and I hope that the FM gods are going to smile on me. But good tackle, get stuck in. Come on, Connolly, you've got to be doing better than that. You should be fresh. That's another thing I need to think about is, where are my fresh players? What side of the field am I at my freshest, as it were? We've won the ball back. Well done. Now, come on. It's that pace. That's it. I did say up passing had gone a little bit astray. I was just looking at, is there a side of the pitch that so he's on the left-hand side. Louis Barry is fairly fresh on that left-hand side. It might be an idea to focus our play down the left-hand side, because that's where we are at our freshest, and just find the players who are not tired. But at the moment it's still 0-0. We are still in this game. But if you asked me to make a bet on this, I'm still going to go with Chelsea, because we just haven't taken our chances. And as Chelsea are a Premier League team, I'm still going to lean that way, and they certainly are now coming more and more into the game. We are becoming more and more tired, more defensive. My central defenders are very tired now. Although they've played well, I think much better than their ratings suggest. I just think they're getting very tired now. But I'm guessing Chelsea are getting very tired as well. It's not just us. There's going to be 5 of their players who've played for the whole 120 minutes as well. So it's not just us who are tired, but I don't have the kind of strength in depth that Chelsea have. So the players I've brought on are not as good as the ones I've taken off. But you never know. You never know. You can still be hopeful. We're coming up to the end of the first half. It does smell of penalties to me, and unless FM is going to give this to Chelsea, as it looks like it's going to do. Either way, it's a good performance. I'm trying to convince myself that before the disappointment happens, it's a good performance. I don't know about this at the moment. Let's push up. We're getting beaten at the moment, and that might be the reason, is that we're just sitting in this mid-block and they've scored. And I guess I did it too late. But as I said, whatever the result, this has been a good performance. Can't fault them. And that, well, set piece. It took Chelsea a set piece to finally beat us. Not much I can do now. I'm just going to encourage them. And just hope. But I can't see it, to be honest with you. I did. I thought that this was what was going to happen. Chelsea were growing into the game. Denzel was causing me a lot of problems. They were creating much more chances. And it just seemed to me they had better players off the bench than we had. I think Chelsea are now actually dominating the shots on target thing, aren't they? Wrong button. And the game is showing me they're dominating possession. Yeah, they're the better team now. Although our XG is better. And we should have put one of those chances away early in the game. We had 3 extremely good chances. If you don't take them, you will not win football matches. And maybe it was my error that leaving that off, which I'm going to do now. And I think I might tell them to be more expressive as well now. Take a chance. Push up. Be more expressive. I mean, this is what's going to happen if we push up. But we may have to take a chance or two now. 2-0 or 1-0, it doesn't matter. But to get back into this game, I'm going to go a little bit wider. I'm going to up the tempo. We're going to come off that now, obviously. And push the line up. But I just want them to be more expressive now as well. Just go for it. Just try it out. You just try and stretch them a little bit wider. Another chance and we still can't put it away. Oh, boys. You've let me down badly in front of goal. But I've always said we are better defensively than we are up front, and it shows. Connolly is a terrible forward, and Bellingham isn't a forward, but he's the best one I've got. So it's we've created good chances, we just haven't taken them. We haven't taken it. Well, that's your job to get the corners sorted out, not mine. Don't complain to me about it. Get into training and sort it out. It's your job. But we are going to get caught out now because we're leaving much more space by pushing up like this. Our lines are not as close together anymore. Got to happen, though. We've got to take a chance. And in fact, I'll go positive now. We've got to try and take the game to them. 5 minutes left. Being out of the cup is not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I need to concentrate on league fixtures, keep players fresh for the league. Getting into second is vital. Just putting on a good performance in this cup game is is good enough for me. So, well done to the boys. And we move on to the league games. A tough old draw getting Chelsea, but over the 2 games, we've done well. 2-2 in the first game, bringing them to a replay. It's all good money. TV rights and revenue. It's all good money. And we've given them a really good game. And if we'd been a little bit more clinical in front of goal, we would have won this. But it's not to be. And my central defenders are now absolutely exhausted. So, in a sense, it's not surprising that and Bellingham can hardly stand up. It's not surprising that we conceded from a set piece in the end. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Keep an eye on him. It might be a bit late to keep an eye on him. Problem with Mudryk is that he tends to roam about, and so sending someone to tight mark him is going to pull him out of position as well. That's it. It's all over. We've lost by a goal to 0. I think it was a super performance. Extra time took its toll. It did, but I can't fault your effort. And I took Chelsea a set piece to beat us. I think tactically we got it right. Maybe work the ball into the box, but we were getting shots on target at that time, and we hit the post. I think we were just unlucky, to be honest. Oh, here he goes again. Needs a rest. Everyone needs a rest. The manager needs a rest as well. Do I get one? No. Not what I wanted, but Oxford, where are they? 18th. We'll need to bounce back against Oxford now. But 3 days, that's unfair. And, we're playing a game every 3 days. Louis Barry can have a rest. Oops. Let's do that again. And Louis Barry, well, he can have a rest. Huggins, Louis Barry. Connolly can have a rest. That's the only ones, I think, who need a rest. Let's rest them. Let's give them a day off. And let's move on to Oxford. Oh, that's just so bad, that is. I like when you set it up like that, and it looks so good, and at the beginning you looks like you're going to give them a hiding, and it's just these Herberts I've got up front. It's just unbelievable. In hindsight, did I pick the right team? Patrick Roberts hasn't Going to have fresh players. I mean, they shouldn't really worry me, to be honest. Callum, they should be fairly straightforward. We don't have a team report yet. We do have some data hub information, though. Wing play style. Number of players who are playing well. Lots of headers, but it's poor heading. I remember signing this boy, Jamie Cumming. I think he was an old Celtic player. I remember signing him, gosh, years ago in FM. What else do I have? What else do I know about Oxford? Their defensive team. They win most of their possession in their own half, so they're going to sit back. Movement is key again. They lose the ball just over the halfway line quite a lot. And again, they lose the ball in their own half of the field quite a lot. We need to be trying to dominate this team. But we need to be having good movement up front, which worked for Chelsea. We just didn't score. The movement was good. And passes attempted just from before the halfway line. I suspect they're going to be sitting in a kind of mid to low block. And their defensive actions are pretty much in their defensive third. We need to do what everybody else is doing with them. Put pressure on them. We need to be positive in how we go about it. Shorter passing, higher tempo. We still need the movement, but I want to play fairly wide. We'll work the ball into the box because I'm expecting to play the game in their half. Leave that as it is. This time I'm going to counter press, and we're going to push the line up. The defensive line, I haven't made my mind up at the moment. May or may not. Yeah, I don't know. So what I really want to do is go and have a look at Oxford's schedule. They drew 0-0 against Preston in their last game. And possession, Preston dominated the possession. I would expect to dominate the possession against these guys, but just playing it around as they're probably going to play deep isn't going to be enough. We need to have that movement pattern that we've set up. Preston were playing with a 3 at the back. They're playing with a 4-1-2-3. 4-2-3-1. I think I probably need a beer. Let's go and have a look at how they played. Go to completed passes for Oxford. It looks a bit like it's. I mean, people wonder why the hell have I switched that on? It looks a bit like a mess. But yeah, it does look like a mess. But even now, I can see that there's a lot of play on the flanks. And we're going to need to make sure that we shut this down. So even just with that, I can see. So take off those and just look for forward passes. There is most of their play now. You can see midfield, not so much, but most of their plays down the flanks. If I then take that out, now you can see most of it's out here. Most of it's down there. Let's have a look at the pitch. Right, left. There's a lot of stuff going on down the flanks, even with short passes. Put the middle in and take those out. There's not a lot going on up front in the middle. It's all happening down the flanks. If we do medium passes now, and you can see the flanks, tons of medium passes. Take those off down the middle, nothing. So we need to be focusing our play down the middle. And that's something that we need to think about. In terms of the pitch area, let's go short passes. There's not too many short passes in and around their penalty area. They're not going to play out of defence. Let's go to medium passes. You can see they're gonna like get it into midfield as fast as possible. They don't trust themselves passing short passes. There's very few. So we need to be pressing them high up the pitch through the middle, and that's pretty much what I can see. If I look at the midfield section of the pitch, take out the defensive area, most of it is down the flanks. I can still see most of it, but very little up the middle. Medium passes, there's a little bit, just a very small bit going on down the middle, and up top there's not much happening at all. And long passes from the back, just a few. I think that we just need to guard the flanks, play up the middle, and I think we'll probably be okay. They don't seem to get much possession, and they're not going to be playing it around in midfield. It's, yeah, crosses, this is probably where they're going to be a little bit. Let's turn that off and look for crosses for Oxford. Only one. Is that right? Only one. Oh no, we've got more cross. I need to turn, obviously, that was short crosses. So crosses completed, 5, one of which was a corner. 3 on the left hand. Crosses intercepted. That doesn't look much like a cross to me. But that is not a cross. I just want to have a look at that one. That's not a cross. What are you doing, FM? I just want to have a look at that to see what that was. That does not look like a cross to me, FM. But it might be. It might be that it got deflected. So they pick up the ball here. Oh, it was a cross. It got deflected. It's not exactly a cross, that, but it's just the direction of the ball that confused me. Let's go back to crosses. So count them up here. And again, crosses blocked mostly from the right-hand side. Cross is unsuccessful. It's from both flanks. And it's a lot of crosses. It's a lot of crosses that are going on from both flanks. We need to be careful. We don't want them crossing the ball. If I can turn that off, would be nice. Clear events would be better. And then aerial challenges. Heathers 1, only 2 in the box though. But that doesn't mean that they're... So if we look at crosses completed, they're probably defenders, because it looks like, well, one of them's come from a corner and one of them from open play. So whilst I want to defend the flanks, I don't think they're that dangerous, and I don't think it should be affecting how we play. So I think we've got to... Oh, if you ever want to know how to get the full game, how to watch the full game for the opposition, that's how you do it. Because now if you click play, you'll get the whole game playing through. And when I'm doing the Villa save, I watch the whole game because it gives me a really good idea of how both of them are playing. Here, I can't do that. I wish I could, but I can't do that here. The scout report. We know it's going to be wing play. I've had a look at that. I just want to have a look at this. They are good at set pieces, and they do win near post contact. So I'm going to, like, FM. Why does FM tell you about near post contacts? Why doesn't it also tell you about far post contacts? It's because the game is much more effective for near post corners, and Otherwise, it would tell you about far post first contacts as well. So they're really not a very good team. And I think if we play like we did against Chelsea, then we'll do well. They don't have good work rate, which means that we can last longer than them. Their decisions are poor, positioning is poor, bravery's poor, concentration's poor. We should be pressing them. They're not an attacking threat. They're off the ball. There's poor composure. They've no aggression. We should be really in their face. Might even be worth getting stuck in as well. I want to really pass the ball around, really try and cause them problems. I'm going to focus play up through the middle because that's where they don't want to play. They're good at set pieces. And the transition is very important to me, so that's the right thing to do. And we'll do defending corners again. So I think we should be ready to rock and roll against Oxford. And yeah, we do need to make some team changes. Who's Harrison Jones when he's at home? I never heard of him. I mean, he's not potentially EFL championship standard, potentially decent young prospect. I don't think so. But yes to this. Who's for Heel Day? Never heard of him. But he's looking to rest those. Let's go with this. He's looking to rest my centre-backs, isn't he? Which is probably not a bad idea. Who's he? Her name rings a bell. Unregistered. Oh, they're on loan, are they? Let's move them out of the picture. If he's on loan, let's move him out of the picture. They may not be on loan. Maybe I just haven't registered them for some reason. Maybe I don't like them. Where's me under 21s? Maybe I just don't like the pair of them. Yeah, he's on loan. So they're on loan, so they're no good in my first team squad. He does want to give these boys a rest, doesn't he? Who's he? I don't think we need to rest the goalkeepers, you donkey. Seelt, I think Seelt will be better than the Führer. Some of these players, like Lewis Cook, should be playing. Absolutely no reason why Lewis Cook can't be playing. Neil, fine, he's not getting much playing time. Huggins and Sirkin. Sirkin came off, didn't he, in the last game? And there's Bellingham is absolutely exhausted. Mundell has come into the team. Patrick Roberts should be on the bench. And he can come on for whoever that Meander is. So Chris Rigg can come into midfield. Isidore up front. Bellingham and Connolly are getting rested, are they? Well, the Bellingham came off, didn't he? I'm not quite sure why he's tired. Came off after 60 minutes. Connolly is playing up front. I want to keep doing this. I'm going to play the deep lying forward. In fact, I could play him as a pressing forward on support, and then we'll play with the shadow striker. That's why Jones should not be in there. And who do I put in there instead? Patrick Roberts could do that role. But I think Bellingham is up to the task. And I also think that who is the guy? Anucci. He's absolutely fine. So Anucci can play that role. He's absolutely fine. Nobody's looking particularly tired in there now. And I think we should win this. If we move around, I just want to check that I have got all this roaming stuff turned on. No, for some reason he's not turned on. Benete won't be either. Yes, he is. So I want them. I don't want him roaming. He's not a very good dribbler of the ball, is he? So I'll dribble less. But the rest of it's okay. I wish there was a drop deeper here, but hold up the ball is on. So that will work. Okay, that's cool. Let's go and play against Oxford. I don't know. I really don't know how this is going to go. We're going to lose games in the Championship. I mean, I think I've read them correctly. I don't think they're very strong as a team. I don't think they're very strong in the middle of the park. I think they are dangerous out wide. But I think at the end of the day, this is a team we should be beating. I'll play support. And I'm going to play a wing back on attack on this side. I don't think we need to be worrying too much about their wingers. We just need to stop the ball from going there. And I have a cunning plan. That result against Chelsea is unbearable. Connolly's perfectly fit. What is the problem with this boy? Samid can come in for Neil. He seems to think he's fit, and Dan Neil can come in. Neil will be good. Samid is fit, but we'll leave him on the bench for now. And I think we're ready to rock and roll. Concerned, Ballard thinks he should have been picked. He's always knackered. What is the matter with you? I've given you a rest, and now you're concerned because you're not picked. Oh, sometimes this game is nuts. We cannot lose. Yeah, let's tell him that. We cannot lose. I'm expecting solid defence. Quality finishing. Let's have a look at these boys. They're not tired at all. Left foot. After that Chelsea performance, I'd expect to see a really good performance out here. Hi, James. How you doing? That's good to hear. Always good to hear there's a British winner. Cameron Brannigan. Who's he then? Give him a hard tackle, left foot. Yeah, because that's a good idea, is to turn them onto the foot opposite the flank that they are. But I also want to close them down. I'm going to close down both midfielders. So his left foot is good. We want him passing to the right. So turn him... No, he wants to... Yeah, this is... Weak left foot on the left-hand side complicates things. Close him down and left foot. And then Dembele. It's a very common name that in football, isn't it, Dembele? Give him a hard tackle, left foot. Now, do I want to force him outside? Crossing 11. He's not a very good crosser of the ball. I think we will, actually. We'll force him onto his right foot. You have a cross if you fancy it. This geezer, I don't know who he is. We'll tight mark him anyway, just so that they pass somewhere else. Hard tackle and left foot. And crossing is pretty good, so I want him on his right foot and a hard tackle him. And Dane Scarlett, capable of scoring goals, hard tackle him. I think that's enough for now. With strikers, hard tackling is always dangerous because they're the ones who are going to get into the penalty area. So it's always a dangerous thing to do. But he doesn't look brave. He's not very strong. He just isn't. He definitely looks like he needs a hard tackle. It's up to us to keep these boys out of the penalty area. And if we start anything like we did against Chelsea, then we should absolutely belt Oxford. Because defensively, they are not as good as Chelsea. And I think all those misses that we had were not about our attack in particular. It was basically that the game was saying Chelsea's defence are better than what we're used to. It wasn't about us missing. Next round is tomorrow if it's not too wet. Wait, round of what? Round of what, James? Speedway. I don't follow Speedway at all. Any motorsport, I don't follow it. So I wouldn't know what you're talking about, James. It's a bit wet here for the Oxford game. But let's hope that the tempo that we're playing at... Now you've lost me, James. 2 assists and man of the match. Because of the tempo we're playing at, I'm hoping that the weather will be good for us and it will zip across the pitch. I need the weather on my side. But we should be beating Oxford. There'd be no excuse for these boys. We've got to be positive. We've got to be aggressive. I mean, plan B would be to sit back. Play a little bit more direct. That's what we needed to stop. It's them finding all this space unattended. Who's on the left hand side Sirkin? I think I need to tell him to tight mark this winger because he's a bit of a wanderer, that Sirkin, as he goes missing. So let's tell him to... He is already told. But that's why he's wandering. It's the wrong player. So he's been going inside to mark the attacking midfielder. I'm not quite sure who decided that, but it wasn't me. So now I need to go and check all the others. Huggins is not told to mark anyone. He should now be marking the correct player. Nobody else is marking anybody, are they? O'Neill, Mark Tighter, CL, no. He was type marking, wasn't he? But he's not now. No, nobody else is. tight marking. I don't know what that was about. Why he was tight marking the attacking mid. I certainly didn't instruct that. They're certainly getting behind us, or trying to get behind us. And what I'm going to do to combat that is just pull my line down a little bit. I might have to go into a mid block if they find too much space in between the lines now. But I can't afford to have them going outside like that. If there's too much space in front, I might have to go into a mid block. Attack from a mid block. But certainly something's not right because we are not in control of the game. We need to get control back. Well done, Connolly. You've done something really good for a change. But again, I want this movement. And have I got work the ball into the box? Yeah, he's still not doing that. Oh, my attacking players are an absolute nightmare. It's like one of the most solid defences in the league. And the attacking players get in. Lewis Cook. What a signing. What a decision to play him. Get in, finally, we've got a goal. Set piece, but, you know, I don't care. Guys, if you're sitting there in the chat and you've been there for a while, say hello to me if you're just sitting there. Sometimes I know it's nice to just sit there and not do anything, but say hello if you... and also, don't forget, give us a like. Likes are really important to me. They're more important than anything else in my world at the moment. Not true, but they are very, very important to YouTube creators. Go on, poke that little like button and do an old man a favour. So maybe I'm starting to like this new system that I tried out with Villa to create movement, because Villa have got a really bad attack as well. But somehow we are doing really well against Villa. Oh, they definitely are causing me big problems outside on the flanks, aren't they? And I think I'm going to ask Huggins also to... No, not the... I don't want him to... Oh, yeah, I do want him to tight mark him. Just tight mark those wingers. I identified that before the game, but I did mistakenly thought that if we just focus down the middle, keep it away from the flanks, that they wouldn't be a problem, but they are a problem. Oh, that's not good enough. By the time you've done a full season, you'll have been promoted. Oh, boy. You're always, you guys in the chat are always more optimistic than me. Getting a team automatically promoted from the championship is hard. And the reason it's hard is because there's so many games that you're playing like twice a week, every 3 days. And it's really tough. And oh, blimey. And your players like start to struggle, as we are starting to struggle in this game. And I think now we need to be a little bit more compact, boys. Hello, Paul. How are you doing? Nice to hear from you. We've done a lot of Newcastle this year. It's been a lot of stuff done with Newcastle. What is going on with the highlights here? Who is Rodriguez? Ruben Rodriguez getting too much space in the area. I'm trying to deal with that. Dembele's on the way to the doctors. Rodriguez. Who is that Rodriguez? Well, we should be tight marking him. I could go man to man if that will help. The only trouble is if I tight mark him, if I ask Cook to type mark him. I'm just like going almost man to man at the back there. And somebody from midfield will make a break and catch me out if I do that man-to-man stuff. But we'll do that for time being. Come on, where's the movement, boys? This is not good enough. We need much more movement. The fullback was static. Draw, what do you think of the World Team Championship? I believe that's starting tonight or tomorrow, is it? Is it tonight or tomorrow? I'm going to watch it because simply because it's the first of its kind. I want to see how it works out. Problem is that we're not going to get to see many of the games. I think Channel 5, is it, have got 15 of the games. That's it. I think if it works out well, there are some very good teams in there. I don't know if the players are going to be enjoying themselves because they probably want to be on holiday. But I think if it works out, it might be an enjoyable thing. But you never know. I will watch the games, I think, when they're on. Why not? It's football in the summer. Why not? Whether it'll be great, I don't know. That's yet to be seen. I just hope it doesn't become the Ronaldo tournament again, because there's too much emphasis on him. And you know what he's like, though. And I believe he's going to be playing, isn't he, for one of these Saudi clubs. Let's hope they get knocked out early. Hey, Ilko, how are you doing? Good evening from Amsterdam. I absolutely agree with you. In a way, I'm really disappointed about that Chelsea game. Yeah, probably a good idea. I'm fairly disappointed because we had so many good chances and we just didn't take them. And that leaves me like, FM, come on, with the underdogs there. You could have popped one in for us and hitting the post as well. Like, yeah, I'm very disappointed, to be fair. Tactically, we set up correctly. We worked it out properly. Again, the game was just saying you're not as good as Chelsea and you can't go through, basically. You can't win every game. So, fair enough. It was Chelsea. If it had been someone from the Championship or maybe someone from the bottom three in the Prem, maybe you could argue that the game just cheated you, but it was Chelsea at the end of the day. Oh, it's a lovely pass. Come on, Benete. Go on, son. He's popped it in. Lovely piece of skill on the right-hand side. What a goal. What I will say worth your whole game is Huggins. Yeah, I mean, he's asked to be an important player, and at the time, I was kind of like thinking, oh, God, I've got one of these prima donnas, and he's young. I think he's, 19? So I thought, no, he's 24. And I thought to myself, do I want to make him an important player? Because my original intention was to play Hume as the right back. But so far, I've been able to rotate and keep them both happy. How long that can last, I don't know. Maybe one of them has to go in the transfer window. I hope I can keep them both. If I do get promoted, I hope to keep both of them. But I think if one has to go, I'd prefer it to be Hume. He's older. I'm not sure our press is working very well, or this one-to-one marking system. What is happening is they're getting too much space in front of my defence now. But if we get another goal, that's it, game over. I'm not going to worry about it. That's a poor pass. Who was that? Numpty. Yeah, that's why they're reserve players. There's another one. The doctor's going to be busy today. Is it the same one? But 2-0 at half-time. I'm going to take that. I'll be happy with that. We might be winning, but it could all change, boys. Also, I'm happy with your defensive work. You weren't that bad in midfield. And you weren't that bad up front. But we just got Sirkin, who's a little bit weary. The rest of them are okay. They made a sub. They certainly have. With this match lab, you have to check this at half-time. Like Chelsea made 3 subs at half-time. These guys have made a sub at half-time. So you really do have to keep your eye on this. Because subs often score goals if you just ignore them. And he is not very brave, not very strong. He's not very good at tackling. So we know what to do with him. Left foot probably, because his crossing is absolutely dreadful. So left foot hard tackling. And that should see him off. And these boys need to go out, and goalkeeper is anxious on the bench there. Not as anxious as the manager in the dugout here. This should be an easy game. Going back into the mid-block has helped. But sometimes I wonder, like, playing against these teams who are defending deep, and they are defending deep, and you can see they're getting into this 4-4-2 shape, which makes it very hard to find space in here. And I wonder why FM does make it so difficult for you to break these down. And I think it's testing your ability to find movement in your players, which we seem to have worked out. Oh, thought that was going in. Seem to have worked that out. I'd prefer a deep lying forward, coming a bit deeper, but even with a pressing forward on support, he's coming deeper as well. Go on, Sirkin. Unlucky Sam. One I will say, I've read that one. So are you guys going to be watching the World Club Championship? I mean, it's just football for me during the summer. Why not? Because I do miss the football during the summer. And I miss the FPL. I love playing FPL as well, the Fantasy League. And I miss that. And I just miss football in the summer. And that's why I tend to generally do more Football Manager content in the summer than I do in the winter. It's just, I do actually miss it a lot. That's it. The doctor's going to be very, very busy. And we need to just calm down a little bit. We've now got another card. Fair play to Oxford. They are giving us a game and they are finding... Are you giving a penalty, is he? Yeah. They are finding ways to get round the back. We've let them back in, and it's because they are getting ways round the back, and I'm not quite sure. Apart from lowering the line, which I'm really reluctant to do at this point against a team like Oxford, but I might have to go into a low block. Let's try that. It might be what is happening here. Let's go into a low block and lower the line because they are so much of a threat down these flanks. And I really can't figure out how to deal with that. And when we're giving the ball away like this, then that doesn't help either. And I think we really need to just keep possession a little bit better. What's the possession stats? We've had 63% of the possession, even at this high tempo. So it's not possession that's the problem. It's the fact that they're getting behind our defensive line. down the flanks, and that's what's cost us the goal in the end, is because they did it again, and eventually we gave away a penalty. But now we've got it. Oh, goodness sake. Hit the post again. I'll be cheering the Lionesses on in the Women's Euros. For me, I don't care about it. Just be bragging rights for the Big Six. Yeah, of course it is. If their players actually turn up and take it seriously, of course, James, their players might not be interested in it. I'm guessing, though, they will be, because I think everybody will want to win the first one. And I think they probably will take it seriously for this first time, at least. So I think, yeah, I mean, it does worry me that the big clubs are just going to dominate it. But then you're going to get to see these clubs playing against each other. And there are some great players in Europe who I love watching. Like Yamal, Lamina, what's his name? Lamina Yamal, is it? What a great player. And the Barcelona boy who's got that short four-letter name, is it Dewey? He's just such a good player. So for me, it'd be really nice just to see them play again in the summer. The Lionesses, when does that kick off, Callum? Because, of course, that's going to be football. Probably not the same quality, but still enjoyable football. Again, you see, they're trying to get down that flank, but this time, because the line was lower, they couldn't do it. But this is a bit annoying that we're only 2-1 up here, when it should be more. I'm not playing lazily. It is a rotated team, so I think it probably is going to be very soon time to bring some of the big guns on if we don't make it 3-1 very soon. Oh, we've lost Anucci, have we? That looks like a bad injury. Sprained ankle ligaments. My assistant could see that from the bench. So Job needs to come in here. Start of July, I think, the first game, 1st or 2nd of July. So I definitely would like to watch some of that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I just changed him. You want me to change him again? Come on, FM, play the game. So I'm hoping Bellingham now can come on here. We haven't dominated this game by any means. We've dominated possession, but possession doesn't win football matches. And that is shocking. That is just completely shocking. Ruben Rodriguez is finding too much space. Okay, we'll trigger a press. We are already type marking him, or at least should be. Our passing is not brilliant today, although we're absolutely dominating possession. 65% now. It's our long passing game which is off the boil, isn't it? It's not our short passing game. So what I should do, our short passing game is really good. At least I'm seeing that visually. So what I think I should do is just maybe come off the tempo a little bit. Go on, Conley, you've got men inside. Go, he's gone alone and he's blasted it in the back of the net. 3-1. I think that's probably about it now. But I do want to just try coming down on the tempo. because I think it's our long passing game which is going astray. Our short passing game is lovely. And now we can just keep possession away from them. Because if we can do that now, let's just play a short passing game, boys, now. And I can't believe we've had to go to a lower line, though, to beat Oxford. That they were that good out on the flanks. But they can't do it now. Oh, yes, they can. But that kind of crossing's no good. But again, still, I can't believe they're that good on the flanks. I might have to sign those boys in the summer. Is it time to make some more subs? Yeah, absolutely going to need a better striker, James. Absolutely going to need a better striker. Bellingham isn't a striker. And I want to keep him and play him as that attacking mid. I've got to have a good striker. Maybe if we can get a really good striker on loan, that would be a good deal to get in. Especially if we can get one in over the line early in the window. Come on, boys. Put these guys to bed now, and then I'll get some of you off for a rest. Nicely done. Lewis Cook was an excellent signing. He's the kind of player that I'd want to sign going into the Premier League. You look at Lewis Cook. It's this. His mentals are awesome. His physicals are really decent as well. He's the kind of player you want when you're struggling in the Premier League. This boy is going to put in a shift and is going to do a very good job. He's also can pass a football. He can also tackle. So this is the kind of boy that you want. His finishing might be awful. His crossing might be awful. It doesn't matter. This is what, for me, a signing should look like when you go up to the Prem. And I think we can get him for 13 million, which will be a deal for me. He would be one I definitely would want. I need to go and check their subs, don't I? They've made a few now. Left foot. Close him down. He's got a bit of a long shot on him, that boy. Mark Harris. Can't finish very well. His composure's not very good. Bravery. He's not very brave. We'll hard tackle him left foot. And he's a centre-back. It doesn't matter. Eboué. Not very good player. Hard tackle and right foot. Don't have to worry about him. And right foot. Just put him under a little bit of pressure. He doesn't need much. He doesn't need closing down. Yeah, I know. You told me that before. But we're winning the game comfortably now. Interesting how just going into the low block and with a lower line, defensive line, it's kind of changed the game, hasn't it? It's really kind of changed the game. He is a bit of a menace, this Rodriguez. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to bother type marking him. He is a bit of a nuisance, so we're going to come off that and trigger press him instead. And just let him wander. If that's what he wants to do, you have a wonder, sunshine. Sirkin needs to come off. Try Hume can come on. And Lewis Cook probably needs a break. This is more of a tricky one. He can play as the ball winner, can't he? And then Louis Barry's looking a little bit tired, but Huggins is also looking a bit tired. So let's do that and do that and pop him on a support duty. And we'll put him as a wing back on support as well. Connolly's fine, he can keep going. And we'll just wait to see who gets exhausted first. Should be a win now, boys. Just see this game out. You've done well. Adapted to the many changes that I've made. Yeah, go ahead. You can shoot from there. No big deal. But I didn't read this right at the beginning. Got this kind of wrong. But who could see that you're going to need to play with a lower line? You're going to have to just experience that in game and adapt to it. I mean, I could have lost this if I was playing in key highlights, because I would never have seen those things in key highlights. And chances are I would have lost to Oxford in key highlights, because they were definitely the better team. And we had to make some adjustments. And that's why I love to play in comprehensive or full match, because I can see exactly what's going on. And if you can see it, like I saw the fact they were getting behind us constantly, then you can adjust your lines. I couldn't believe I had to do it, though, against Oxford. But you got to do what you got to do. And playing the Villa game, the Villa save, is really nice for me, because I also watch the opposition's last game in full match, and I do that when I'm like having lunch or when I'm having my dinner, and I just got me dinner on my lap and I'm sitting there, and instead of doing what I normally do, is watching YouTube videos, I just watch their game in full match, and I enjoy my lunch that way, trying to work out what they're doing, how they're defending, how they're attacking. It's kind of fun, really. You guys have probably called me absolutely mad, but I always played Football Manager before YouTube exactly that way. I like to see what's going on. And I'm convinced if I was playing in key highlights, we would have lost this game. Or at least only drawn. We wouldn't have won it. Because at the time I made the changes, we were second best. And it also helps because I noticed that our passing wasn't very good. And because I was seeing a lot of what's going on, I could see our short passing was okay, but our long game was poor. So let's go to short passing. And they really haven't bothered me much since I did those things. And it's 4. And it's 4 now. Get in. Do you play extended highlights? I got sick of key highlights. Like I was just explaining, Callum, I'm is it offside? Yeah. I'm a player who likes to see as much of the game as possible. And doing this, I can see what's going wrong. I can actually see it with my own eyes, what's going wrong. And again, they're still attempting to get behind. And I've noticed that we've blocked a lot of crosses on this side. Since I went into the lower line, there have been about 4 attempts, and we've blocked 3 of them. 1 got through. But we've been able to do that by lowering the line. I could even go to an even lower line, and that would really stop them. It seems to me And if you remember when we looked into the data hub, nothing was going up the middle. And the chalkboard was telling us this is where they're going to attack. They've got nothing up through the middle. And that's where they've attacked. So in a sense, I maybe even should have seen that prior to kickoff. But it actually didn't matter because I saw it anyway later. I wish my players would think a little bit more. I need to buy players who've got good decision making. They just need to stop and think a little bit more. They blast shots from wherever they happen to be. They don't look. They wouldn't like my old gym teacher, my old PE teacher, when I was in early grammar school, when I was 11, 12. If we did stuff like that, my old gym teacher would be on our back. Hey, you gotta look first. You don't do that unless you've had a good look around you. Don't these players get taught that as well? I mean, I don't suppose it would be fair on these players to give them the slipper, which is what I used to get if I continually did it. But, a bit of corporal punishment in the dressing room probably wouldn't be a bad thing. Bend over, 40 lashes, you've got to take a look before you welly a shot. Somebody might be in a better place. Bend over, shorts down, 40 lashes. I think they should bring it back myself. Especially for this Sunderland team, because they just don't ever have a look. I think we're defending it really nicely now. They can't get behind us anymore. And that's the only way they can play. We started playing FM. I always played extended. I've been playing the game a long time, and since I started YouTube, I've always told people play as much of the game as possible, and also play it as a manager, not as a spectator. And I see so many people who streaming, who do video series. They're not playing as a football manager. They set up a tactic, and that's it. That's their entire involvement. And they might as well be in the pub on match day, but they just it's like they sit in the stands then and they just watch, and they don't interact with the game at all after they've set up a tactic. That's it. Just get it through the season as fast as possible. They're not interacting at all with the game. And I'm a firm believer in those two things. Play as many highlights as you can, just full game if possible. And play it as a manager, not as a spectator. Those are two things I've always said. You can still play it as a manager if you're on extended highlights, because you've got the stats to guide you. And one of the things that you can do... What? How did I inspire them? Tactical adjustments, you see. In the old days, I'd be called the Tinkerer. But what was bad news, James? Beating Oxford. Benete on form. Well done, Sam. What was bad news, James? When's the next fixture? We're doing rather well at the moment. Hoi. That's so annoying, that is, but because I think we deserve to win. But never mind. Ouchie's injury. Well, we got Bellingham there. And we got to think about how long he's injured for. Might be a little bit. There was actually nothing about it here. We've gone 10 unbeaten. There's nothing. Oh, there it is. 3 to 4 weeks. He's going to miss 8 games. But we've got... I think I've got cover. If we go to the squad planner, I think I've got cover. The other thing not to forget is this team can play in 2 styles. So I got Bellingham. Patrick Roberts can even play there. But you've got to remember, we can play also in the 4-3-3 where we don't need one of those. So there's options, and I don't always play in this system. So there is options. At the moment, though, we're doing really well. I do want to rest. Then we got a game in 3 days. It gets worse and worse in the Championship. Which is why it's good to be out of the cup and not be involved in that nonsense. There's not many points up for grab either. You're going to have to win the cup to get a reasonable amount of points in the system. But I'm going to call it a day there. We are still on course. I've got to have something very quick to eat. And then I'm going to work on the next Villa, the Juventus one. I've just started that. I've started the videos for that. And I'm started to piece them together, to splice them together. And I need to finish that in the next couple of hours before going to sleep. So thank you for coming along, guys. It's been always a pleasure for me. I love it. Yeah, I think you're right, Callum. The more the game you can see, the more enjoyable this game becomes. If you play the full match, try playing a full match. And it's actually, because it takes so long, each half takes 30 minutes. I have a break at half time. I take 10 minutes for a cup of tea at half time and a think. So it's almost the same as having a half time. And you've got about an hour and 10 minutes that you sit through for each game. And it feels like you are managing a real football team because of the length of time that you're actually involved in it. So comprehensive highlights don't cut it for me. They're like, what do those games take? About 12 minutes per half. It's just not cutting it for me. That's why I'm loving the full match stuff in the Villa save. But yep, I've got to go and get on with that now and have something to eat as well. And thanks for coming, guys. I really do love live streaming. I love interacting with all of you. It's fun. And I will be back on Sunday. Sunday is, of course, Ipswich. Even Ipswich are recovering. And things are going better in both saves at the moment. At the moment, we're on course. And if we can get Burnley to start losing a few games, who knows what will happen. So hopefully I will see you guys on Sunday. And we shall progress Ipswich as well. This one, we got a big game coming up next, Derby. That's a good one to start. And you notice after Derby, we've got Burnley. What are 2 games we are going to have next time. So thanks very much, guys. Stay safe. Take care. I'll see you in the next stream.